Hello and welcome. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming this evening. We'll call this meeting to order, and like always, we'll ask Ms. Chaplain Groves to start us off with an invocation.
Shall we take a moment? Oh Lord, hear our prayer. As the gift of this day passes into evening, let us open a space and time to ponder your holy presence in our living and work. To work side by side, to laugh and cry, to share gratitudes, to share regrets, to give and receive forgiveness, to smile and to laugh, to love and to hold, to touch, to hear and listen, to speak and be heard, to care for and with together, to hold on to let go of, to delight in the smile of a child, to catch the tears of one growing old, to help and be helped, to transform brick and mortar, metal and steel into instruments of healing, to know the sacred in the human touch, all a part of living and working together in our hospital. How is it that your holy presence, your holy love is woven into the living of our days and the work that we do? Let us not miss it, nor take it for granted. Your tender mercies are abundant and shared each day as we work together in our hospital. Hear our prayers for our work, the work and service of the men and women of this board, all of us, each of us, gifted for service and care, all of us with opportunity to serve, to grow, and to learn. May it be so in your grace. We pray trusting in you. Amen.
Everyone should have the agenda in front of them, and we got them in time to review this year, or this month. So if anyone has any additions or adjustments, I think Kitty did a great job putting it together. So do we have any special guests this year? I don't think, other than everybody that's here with us tonight, I don't think we have any particular guests to recognize, but we do have a special presentation from Dr. Devlin that we're going to start off with.
Kevin, would you come up here and join us here? Kevin, thank you so much. A couple words, joined with our radiology and neurology colleagues here. Kevin, under your vision that you have clearly articulated to us over the last 3 years, we have come to appreciate that you are planning on making, without a doubt, Erlanger Medical Center into an absolutely, truly world-class facility. I think a shining example of exactly this vision is best represented in the results of the SWIFT Prime trial. You know, stroke is the second leading cause of death in the world, and it's the #1 cause of adult disability in the entire United States. The SWIFT Prime trial is a very, very important trial. Many people do strongly feel that it's the most important clinical trial that was ever done in the history of stroke. What this trial showed very simply is to the victims of people that are having a large stroke, that when teams of neurologists and interventionists work together, like the world-class team that we have under Dr. Baxter and Dr. Crawford, that in a patient having a stroke, when we go up into the brain, going through the arteries, and actually mechanically grab the clot and pull it out, that the patient outcomes are far better with that mechanical treatment than IV TPA, which is a clot dissolving medication alone. This was a trial that absolutely opened up a new era of stroke therapy. Erlanger's important role in that trial cannot be overestimated here. In the trial, and we're going to give you this book along with this plaque, and in the award ceremony in 2015, what this book reminds us all of is the fact that of the 39 centers that participated in the trial throughout the United States and all of the rest of the world, that Erlanger was not only the highest enrolling center in the world in the trial, but we had the very best patient outcomes in the entire world. With this really generations to realize that the vision that you clearly laid out for us of Erlanger becoming a truly world-class facility can happen when a tremendous team of people under the proper leadership, and you led us to this, Kevin, of pre-hospital people, emergency room physicians, radiology staff, hospitalists, intensivists, neurologists, and all the administrative support, that here at Erlanger we can do absolutely world-class work. And to be quite honest, I think this is the highlight of all of our careers here. And it's only at Erlanger this happened because we have the vision of the administrators that brought us to this momentous occasion. So in memory of all the people that worked on this great project, what we'd like to do is we'd like to give this to you, and you're going to hang this wherever you see fit. We'd like to give you this little booklet that outlays all of the recognition that we received here. And on behalf of this, we'd like to give this to you, representing the whole team here at Erlanger.
As we look back of things that we're most proud of in life, I mean, the neuroscience program at Erlanger is the best in the country. We're the second largest stroke center in the United States, but we have the best team. Dr. Crawford, thank you so much, sir. Tracy, and Marianne, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks very much. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations.
Always fun to start a board meeting like that. That's awesome. Thank you. With that, we'll review the minutes. Everyone's had them. And if the minutes seem to be in order, I will entertain a motion for the minutes from last month's meeting to be so moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstaining? Great. With that, the minutes pass. Now reports from the committees, or I guess whether or not we have agenda items. Mr. Haas, did the Budget and Finance Committee meet?
Yes, we did. We have a resolution on the agenda.
Great. Dr. Kern, joint conference?
No report.
No report? Okay. Mr. Wilson, Planning Committee?
We did not meet.
Didn't meet. Okay. Mr. Griffin, Audit and Compliance?
We did not meet.
Legal Committee, Jeff did not meet. Management Board Evaluation Committee did not meet, to my knowledge, and neither did the Personnel or Grievance Committee. With that, I don't believe we have any unfinished business, but if anyone has anything to bring forward, didn't think so. And we will move right on to the consent calendar, Resolution 160201, and I will entertain motions for the consent calendar.
Make a motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed or abstaining? Consent calendar passes. And we will move on to Mr. Goodrich, who's going to present Resolution 160202, authorizing the acquisition of a Siemens, I'm going to try and say all this right, biplane angiography suite at Erlanger East. For everything that you're going to explain, I'm going to stop there.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Angiography.
Angiography.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm here seeking approval for the biplane angiography suite at East. The equipment will be used primarily by the interventional cardiologist and the interventional radiologist and some vascular surgeons. We're really trying to elevate our level of care on the East Campus, so this is consistent with the strategy of elevating that community hospital to be able to provide, higher level community-based services. And I want to be clear that in that market, so if the dividing line being Missionary Ridge will be the only healthcare entity providing this level of service between basically Memorial Park Ridge and Cleveland. And so this is we feel it's a market differentiator. We are acquiring the equipment through a 42-month lease. The monthly expense of that lease is $30,606, and the 5-year net present value of the acquisition of this equipment is $800,099. And so with that, I will entertain any questions from the board.
Just briefly, without talking too much over our heads, can you give us a 30 seconds? What is a biplane?
Yeah, so it's basically a piece of equipment that has two C-arms, one on a lateral plane and one on an axial plane, I think. Yeah. And so, it allows for, fluoroscopic visualization of, where you're placing wires. So it allows you to stent. The reason, so we originally had just, a cath lab is typically a single plane, but when we started talking about our strategy and the fact that we have a lot of neurovascular disease as well, and there's an opportunity to do follow-up care for our stroke patients that live in that market, and you need to take a quick look-see to it, of the arteries, the carotid arteries and those types of things, that we felt like in order to really have a comprehensive suite that would include neurovascular, we needed that biplane. And then also, if we're going to do vascular surgery, the vascular surgeons, I think, can use that plane as well, which is the lateral plane. The plane, that lateral plane, you can push it. So for cardiovascular events, it doesn't get in the way. You can push it. It's movable. It's on a ceiling track, so you can push it out of the way. And so that if the physicians that just want to use a single plane, they can still do that, which the cardiologist probably will.
We took this for bid, is that correct?
No. And well, technically, I guess the answer would be yes. We entered into, I think about 18 months ago, an arrangement with Siemens Healthcare for high-end diagnostic and imaging equipment, to where they would be a sole provider of this equipment. It was a 5-year agreement.
And was that bid?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yes.
what we also do, because it was some time back when we did that, we actually have a subscription to what is called ECR, which actually is a nationwide database where all this equipment is documented and sold to hospitals. So we always go for the best deal. So, and we didn't know, and in this example, the first price they quoted us was not the best deal. So we went back and actually got a better deal once we have access to that. And that's part of our Med Assets, is our GPO. They allow that access to that database.
Yeah.
Good.
That ensures that we're getting the best deal out.
And one of the reasons we picked Siemens was because of its integration with all the other systems, so they all
Standardization.
talk to
Yeah.
each other.
And not just that, I mean, literally, when we bid the high-end kind of imaging diagnostic equipment, the three that were comprehensive providers, GE, Philips, and Siemens, that responded to that bid, Siemens gave us the best total package when it comes to not only equipment price, but service and those types of things that are included.
We're leasing this equipment. What's the cost of the equipment if we were to buy it?
1.425 million.
Okay. What kind of interest rate is on the lease?
It's right at 4%.
But the good part about the lease is, as this technology changes rapidly, and we're not actually sure if biplane is right for the East market, it'll give us an opportunity to see if the technology and keeping up with the technology, and then make probably a decision in 3 or 4 years from now about what the permanent solution will be. And this gives us that flexibility.
And they service the equipment too.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's a 42-month lease. And so, as Kevin said, what you're going to see mostly on a lot of the imaging equipment is an operating lease, because the technology is changing so quickly.
Rapidly.
Sort of like a computer, as soon as you buy it. And what has held Erlanger at the market that we're at is because we are that cutting-edge, high-tech hospital. So what you're going to see going forward is a lot of the imaging equipment will be on lease, because right now the technology is changing so quickly
rapidly.
that we want to make sure that we don't. Now, some things we're going to buy because 8, 9 years, it is what it is. Like our GE monitors for our patient bedside monitors, that particular technology is changing so quickly. We elected to lease those as well way back, and I'm glad we did, because the technology has changed.
All right, so is the results of the imaging going to flow into our medical record system?
Yes. Yeah, it's part of and with Epic, it's even going to be more seamless, I guess. There are quite a bit of interfaces in our current system, so it's not a direct flow, but we do get it in there. But with Epic, it is seamless.
It'll be direct.
I guess that was my question.
Yeah.
So Yeah, this will be integrated into our PACS system as well, which is not necessarily a part of Epic, but PACS is how physicians view images.
Keep in mind, we have more than 200 interfaces currently in our old system.
And was this expense, was this in the budget or is this above budget?
This is above the budget because we started with, if you remember, the East project had the diagnostic cath lab in.
Right.
Once we started looking and seeing the services offered, we didn't want to upgrade it to the biplane.
So vascular and neurology and radiology can get access to that lab as well, so we're just not limiting it to one department.
Understood. Other questions?
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion we approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstaining? Motion passes.
Thank you.
With one last item, y'all should have it in your packet. If any of y'all have seen the committee assignments checkerboard that Kitty and I have worked on, we overlooked and I made some, had to make some adjustments. But everyone, the committee assignments are in there. I think I've talked with everyone where things have changed. There has been one addition you might look at. Does it have the vice chairs marked? We went back and looked at the bylaws and realized we needed vice chairs for all of the committees. So no one has been added to a committee, but some people are now vice chairs. And that's basically just in case the chairman or chairwoman isn't there, you can chair the committee and move forward. That was a detail that we overlooked originally, but this is the revision, and this should have us good to go. Do we need to motion and pass this, or is okay? In that case, we will have a. I will entertain a motion for the corrections and revisions to the board committee assignments.
Jack, I didn't get a copy of that.
You don't have a copy of that? Okay.
I haven't seen it.
It was a link on the agenda.
It was a link, and I think for you specifically, I don't think anything changed as far as committees. Is that correct?
I don't think so.
I don't think anything
yours
changed for
is
you,
then.
Mr. Mark. But we will get you a hard copy as well.
That's
just so you
fine.
know. Okay. With that, we'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion? And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed or abstaining? The motion passes. All right, we will now move on to, we have informational reports that are on there, but we're not going to discuss them in detail. Dr. Kern, do you have a medical staff report for us?
I have no report, Mr. Chairman.
No report? All right, Dr. Four. I don't know if I saw Dr. Four. He's
give an
not here.
update on my
Okay.
report.
So with that, Mr. Spiegel, we'll.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. I want to give everybody an update on the Erlanger Orthopedic Institute. Tonight we are hosting an open house from 4 to 8 p.m. We're anticipating approximately 300 guests this evening. I had been up there earlier, and we gave our engineering supervisor, Gary, a sledgehammer. He did an unbelievable job, and the project is progressing extremely well. You may recall that the new Erlanger Orthopedic Institute will have 6 operating rooms and an additional 12 beds. The 6 ORs will open up on March 7th, and the additional 12 beds will open up on April 1st. Although it is a stretch goal, but I'm sure Gary will get it done. Following the opening of the 12 beds, the adjacent 38 beds on the 6th floor will be renovated, and they're primarily used for orthopedic patients, so the whole Orthopedic Institute and all the inpatients and operating rooms will be on one floor. The Institute will have a total of 50 beds dedicated to orthopedic and orthopedic surgery. Also, we formally announced today that Dr. Mark Freeman will be the medical director of the UT Erlanger Orthopedic Institute. So congratulations, Dr. Freeman. And you are all welcome to join us following the board meeting. Update on Erlanger East. The 4 new operating rooms will open on March 18th at the East Hospital. We will open state-of-the-art combo lab because that was approved this evening, and that will open up this summer and handle neurovascular and cardiac procedures at the East Hospital. And then the bed tower will open up in December of this year. I want to give everybody an update on the EPIC. I think that's pretty much the biggest challenging project we have. I hope that you're able to join us at a formal kickoff meeting from 9 to 11 on March 8th in the Probasco Auditorium. And we are going to name the EPIC implementation project. I am also pleased to announce that we have filled all of the 100 new positions that we have approved for this project. They're all on board, and EPIC is giving us 2 thumbs up on our current status with that project. I want to give everybody an update where we are with the University of Tennessee changes. We are searching for a dean for the UT College of Medicine here in Chattanooga. The search committee is led by Dr. Four and Robert Brooks. And they spent most of the day today interviewing candidates. We are fortunate to have strong candidates slate, and the goal is for the new dean to be here the summer of this year. So we're really excited. It's a very aggressive position. And I also have other announcements. Dr. Tom Devlin has been formally named as chairman of neurology. He's the inaugural chairman, first time that a chairman has been named, and Dr. Devlin has been Dr. Chuck Hamill, who is our chief of cardiology, he has also been formally named as Associate Dean of Clinical Affairs for the University of Tennessee College of Medicine in Chattanooga. Dr. Lou Lambiase has been formally named as Chairman of Internal Medicine. And I congratulate all of them for their accomplishments and their commitment to medical education for this entire region. Mr. Chairman, that is my report.
Thank you. All right, I don't think, do any other trustees have any reports? I think everyone can see on here our upcoming meetings. I will, Dr. Kern, do we have accreditation or?
Yes.
We have to go to our closed session upstairs. So everyone don't scurry off quite yet. We need to go upstairs and do our normal accreditation stuff. And with that, everyone can see our upcoming committee meetings, and we will adjourn. Thank you.